date the YNs, do it in your younger years. Because now you see these grown women getting pregnant by YNs at 30, 40 years old. As far as not building men, baby, I had to learn that lesson the real hard way. And I'm talking the real hard way. I learned the lesson. I don't have to learn it a second and third and fourth and fifth time. Getting STD checks, because these men don't be out here getting them and they be like using yours, and as long as you good, they know they're good. And in Atlanta, I have gotten more from men that I did not date, did not kiss, did not have sex with than I have from men that I have.
Nani na na na, top girl from Atlanta. Nani na na na. Nani, you a star, girl. You will have it all. Booking flights around the world. Na na na, na na na. Oh, Nani, you a star, girl. You will have it all. Go ahead and show it off. Na na, Nani, Nani, na na na.
Hello and welcome back, beaches. If you don't know me, my name is Nani. If you already know me, you already know. It's gonna be chaos. So I'm really just gonna get right into it, guys. My birthday is in literally, I think like 11 days. Yeah, my birthday's in 11 days and your girl will be turning 31, which is so crazy. I am going out of the country, so y'all know that vlog is coming up, but I was like, what better of a video to do now that I've completed pretty much my 30s of 30 things I learned by 30. And I feel like I like watching these videos. I just watch another girl's video of like 25 by 25. I feel like it's better if you can learn the lesson through somebody else rather than learn the lesson yourself. Or it's also something, if you haven't thought about it, something that you can bring and add to your own life. So I was like, I feel like I want to do this 30 by 30 before I turn 31. And yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So the very first thing that I put on my list is watch who you surround yourself around. Honestly, in my 20s, I made a lot of friends. In your 20s, you'll meet people where you just go to the club and you end up with a friend from the bathroom. You end up interacting with a lot of different people. You might have gone to college, you might have, started all these different careers, and you end up with your like 60-year-old friends. Now, obviously a lot of my friends from my younger 20s, I am still friends with, but I do feel like I've had a lot of lessons and friends as well. And when I say watch who you surround yourself around, I mean, watch people who are jealous of you, watch people who you feel are like imitating your life, almost trying to be you, because those people end up later on down the line where you're like, this is actually a really weird relationship. But I just feel like if I saw the signs in a lot of my friendships a little bit earlier, I wouldn't have gone through the ending of friendships that like kind of hurt me a little bit later. Just because you have things in common does not mean that y'all are on the same level at all. That's the best way that I can say it. Watch who you tell a lot of your business to, because you'd be shocked how people like try to throw things at you later that maybe like you shared with them in vulnerability, and it'll save you a lot of heartbreak if you just watch who you surround yourself around. The second thing on my list is not to settle just to be claimed, because I feel like a lot of this conversation, and I feel like I deal with it a lot, especially being the girl that has 2 ended engagements. They're like, I don't understand like why you couldn't just make it work. That sounds like somebody that just wants a ring. I don't just want a ring. In general, when you are dating someone, growing up in your 20s, if there is something that you don't like about the person that you're dating, there should be no reason or excuse why you don't just end it and move on. Because there is a man out there that will fit all of the things that you want. I don't feel like you should have to settle for things that you aren't okay with just to be claimed. I've never cared about being the girlfriend. I've never cared about being a wife. Of course, I definitely want to be someone's wife. And when I am, I'll be that woman that I'm supposed to be. But I will not just be that woman to a man who's not doing the same things to me. A lot in your 20s, people try to get you to rush, be in love so fast, get married so fast, and all these things. And I know so many people that got married at 21, 22, 23. Now we are in our 30s, and a lot of them got divorced between 26 to 30. I just feel like there isn't a reason why even a family should go through that. Now, obviously, it's no judgment to people who do that, because obviously life happens, but it's more of like, you don't have to settle to be claimed. If there is something that you don't like in a person, if you want to get engaged and stay engaged for a whole year, do that. If there is somebody that you've been with for 10 plus years, 5 plus years, whatever, you're with them in high school, you're with them since you were 20 and now you're 25 and now you don't like them, that's okay. That is okay. And it's okay for you to leave if you are not happy. I feel like people don't realize how much you change from 16 in your young teens 19s to 20. And then the major mind changes that change from 20 to like 24. And then once you're like 24, you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel like an adult. And looking back, oh my God, I thought I was so grown. You are still a baby. You're like a baby adult. Other adults that are older don't even take you serious as an adult because you are still so young and you haven't really gone through and learned a lot. But it feels like you're grown because you're like, oh, I'm like 24. What you mean I'm grown? I've been grown. I've been drinking everything. Like you can't even rent a car. Like you still can't even rent a car. And your brain is not fully developed, I think, until you're like 26. But it's just a point of like, you go through so many life changes that if you were dating somebody maybe when you were like 20, 21, they're not going to be that same person when you're 26. Now, there are relationships obviously that can work like that, but just don't ever settle to be claimed. If there's something that you don't like about a person, or if you've been in a long relationship, which I feel like was me when I was 24 and I was engaged and I was like, I'm so young, and though I love you and I could get married tomorrow, I would love to just live my life and be young. You can do that. I feel like you don't have to have that title or, oh, I don't want to go into my 30s being single. Like the amount of women that are in their 30s that I know that are single and very successful and living a great life and traveling the world and doing all these things without a man, you will be okay. And there are so many people that meet their spouse or their person in their late 20s to 30s. I just feel like it's not a reason for you to like stress out or try to rush to be claimed. Please learn that lesson, because I feel like when I was younger, I was rushing a lot to find that, and I ended up finding a lot of heartbreak instead. Now everybody won't have that same ministry, you know, and they may not have that same problem, but I will say that it was something that I learned in my 20s throughout my entire 20s. And now at 30, I'm so content with being single, and people are like, you're okay. Like, you're such a pretty girl. Why aren't you? It's okay. Relax. And to add on that, I will say going into number three was use your 20s for your mistakes in wild times. I had a great time in my 20s. Like a lot of people have this judgment, and I've been hearing this thing lately. Oh, you're going to be like changing Pampers in your 40s or like in your 30s. Baby, that's fine. I literally have traveled my entire 20s. I've been to 18 different countries now, and I'm about to be 31. I feel like I've interacted with a lot of different men, gotten to know what I like, what I don't like. I have seen and learned love. And I've also been able to let go of love. I've been out, I've been clubbing, I've been partying. Like I've had all that fun already. So like now, yeah, in my 30s, I'm like, okay, I may slow down within these next couple years, but I've had a ball. The 20s is your time to make all the mistakes and to be wrong and to do the crazy things, because when you're in your 30s, people are going to actually judge you. Career changes, all these things, like switch jobs, quit jobs. Well, maybe not in this economy right now, but try everything that you want in your 20s, because it's time to learn. It's the time to see. It's the time to do things. An example of that is like when you're in your 20s and you go out and you party and you have all fun and you're throwing up and you pass out in the car or you fall asleep in the shower, which I have done. There's a lot less judgment in that than when you're 32 or 35. They're like, girl, why are you carrying yourself like that? Why are you out here like that? Like it just is like more of a level of grow. And I feel like 20s is the time for fun. I would say like have a ball, travel, do everything that you want to do, jump off a plane if you want to, just do all the fun and wild things while you can, while you're young, and make all those mistakes. Date the YNs, do it in your younger years. Because now you see these grown women getting pregnant by YNs at 30, 40 years old. There's a lot of judgment with that. I just feel like it's the time to have fun. So just enjoy it. Don't be in such a rush to grow up in your 20s. Because in my younger 20s, I was like that. Like I stayed in the house. I was like, oh, I want to be a wife. I want to do this. And then I just like went wild right in the middle of my 20s. And I feel like I had a ball. I had so much fun. Even working nightlife, like a job like nightlife, I feel like it's perfect for your 20s. Not to say that that's something you should do, because there's a lot to unpack with that as well. And the nightclub girls and the strip club girls will tell you. But I feel like it's just the time to have fun. It's the time to do all the stuff that you would like to do, because once you're in your 30s, people definitely take life a lot more serious. And I feel like they judge you just a little bit harder, switching to something completely new or jumping and doing these big things, or more of a life altering thing. The fourth thing I have on my list is learn how to carry yourself as a woman. Y'all, do not come for me, because if y'all are one of the people that are like, I do this, that don't mean I'm any less grown, or that don't mean I'm ratchet or whatever. It's all preference. Everybody has their own opinions. But for me, things that are non-negotiables, PJs in public. Baby, I feel like it should be a no-go in your 20s. It really should be. I give it a lot more of a pass for people in their 20s. PJs in public, bonnets and scarves in public, and just not carrying yourself well. Learn those lessons in your 20s, please. Like, the best thing to learn in your 20s is how to carry yourself as a woman. And I actually wanted to give a shout out to this YouTuber. I am going to find her specifically because it's important to know. I watch 90% of her videos and she's just so good. Now she is a lot more mature, so I feel like it it will hit a lot more with women who are maybe over 26. But I wish I had watched her honestly in my younger years, because she has a lot of valid points and she also really teaches you how to carry yourself as a woman. Okay, her YouTube channel is The Intentional Woman. I'll put it here on the screen. I'll give you just some examples of like videos that I'm looking at that are her latest videos. 11 small mistakes that quietly ruin your look. How to always look well groomed without an expensive salon. Let's see. What to wear to school to look elegant and stylish. How to look elegant, classy, and stylish in sneakers. 9 body language tips to instantly look feminine and alluring. This woman is like she reminds me of like the classy version of Shira 7. Just a really well-rounded woman, like just feminine and beautiful and elegant, and like everything about her videos, I just love them so much. I think she's English. She might even be African. I'm not sure. I don't want to assume, but she literally is like one of the best YouTubers that I like watch. So controversially, and I know a lot of people won't like this, but I would also add wearing crop tops into learning how to carry yourself a little bit better, because how can I say this? I feel like it just has a little bit of distaste. Now, obviously, like I'm all about a woman showing her body, and just because you do wear a crop top does not mean that you're not classy. I've seen classy women wear a crop top. It's just more of like the look that it gives. I just feel like if you know, you know. Like if you get what I'm saying, you'll get what I'm saying. If you don't, you're just not gonna get it. But I just feel like when I hit, I think I was 25 or 26, I actually went through my closet and I threw away all of my like raunchy booty cheek out shorts and crop tops and anything that was like all boobies out away. And the reason being was because I felt like I didn't have any clothes that did not give me a nightclub raunchy vibe. And then when I went into nightlife, obviously I went into nightlife a lot later years. I think I was like 28. I started looking at how other younger women were carrying themselves. I'm like, oh my God, this girl is beautiful. But the men that she's attracting them because of how she's dressing. Like if I only see you in sheer naked nippies out, like it's just a part of that look. And I feel like it does give a younger look. Like you don't see a lot of women in their 30s and 40s in crop tops. Like I said, no judgment if that's what you decide to do. Every woman has her look. But I just feel like as a whole, just learning how to carry yourself as a woman, certain things that fit your look and don't. Figure out what fits your look and don't. I feel like it's a better way to say it, going from your 20s to 30s. So next thing, number 5 on the list is do not be afraid to do things alone, but be careful. The thing that I heard the most from my mom in my 20s is like, oh my God, if you go out by yourself, you're gonna get kidnapped. This is gonna happen to you. You can get assaulted, all these things, right? Now, obviously, be careful. And that is the point I put of being careful, is because bad things can happen if you are not careful. But I feel like the time to learn and do those things is in your 20s to go out by yourself. I am so comfortable right now going to the movies by myself, going to dinner by myself. I don't feel awkward. Now, I know people that will not do that at all because they don't feel comfortable being with themselves. I actually love my time by myself more than I love it with other people. And I feel like that's a strong power to have. Learning how to be by yourself in your 20s is super important. Learning how to go and do things. Like I go out on these layovers. Obviously I'm a flight attendant and I'll do things by myself. Like literally when I went to South Africa, I had a whole itinerary by myself that literally when people were like, oh, do you want to go do this with us? I'm like, I already have plans. Like maybe I made plans with myself. And obviously I ended up meeting a girl there. And again, like I was sitting at a restaurant. She came, she shut down. She's like, can I sit with you? We end up meeting each other. We're still friends on Instagram to this day. You have to learn how to be by yourself and learn how to do things by yourself. Then you aren't ever waiting for other people for you to have fun. All right, so number 6, and this goes into the last one a little bit, is being hyper aware around liquor. Now, my mom, I won't even get into it, but she went through a lot in her 20s to where she could give me the real before I was in mine. And something that she always taught me was being hyper aware around liquor. Pay attention to how much you're drinking. Pay attention to your drink. I don't ever leave my drink anywhere with anybody. If you go to a bar, ask a bartender like, hey, do you mind like watching my drink? Or like, can you hold my drink back there? As a bartender myself, I literally will move either somebody's drink, or if I'm like always facing forward, I'll put like a napkin over it. There is no reason why anything should happen to you around liquor. Now, obviously, like again, things happen, people are crazy, but just being hyper aware when you are with liquor, just because men try to take advantage, even some women try to take advantage. And I'm literally like so aware now. Now I'm not really like a big drinker. Like I'll have a glass of wine, I'll have like a cocktail. I'm more like a social drinker now, but I never leave that drink, baby. I'm talking about never. Don't let anybody buy a drink for you and bring it to you. That is just a big no-no. More for your safety, but just pay attention to things when you are around liquor. All right, number 7 is speak up for yourself when you are unhappy. I'm talking about with your nails. When you go to the nail salon, there should be no reason why you walk out and they're like, I hate my nails. There should be no reason. If your chicken is raw in the middle, speak up for yourself. If you don't do it, who will? That is something that I had to learn in my 20s. I don't let things slide. But like there was once I went through a Chick-fil-A drive-thru and I asked for grilled nuggets and I got regular chicken nuggets. And I was at that point trying to be like a little bit healthier. And then I got down the street and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like being like mean. Like I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. And then I was like, no, I paid for this. This is something I paid for and I'm trying to be healthy. So like I have to suffer if I don't speak up for myself. And that's what happens a lot of time. If you don't have the energy to speak up for yourself, or you're like, oh, it's okay. Like I don't want to say anything. Then you're the person sitting there with the nails and you're like, I hate these. There should be no reason. I nip it in the bud immediately. If somebody is talking to me crazy, I'm like, excuse me, don't talk to me like that. Like don't speak to me in that way. Just setting your boundaries. And that's literally going to go into, I think, number 8, because I think the next one I have is literally don't give people the chance to play you, specifically men. And it's having boundaries and do not bend them. And that is because when you set a boundary for yourself, this is how I like to be spoken to. This is like how I like to be taken care of. This is how I like this to be in my life. This is how I want this to look. Have those boundaries and set them, because other people will break them if you don't set them. And that's like one of those things. It's like, I'm not a big like touchy person. I don't like when people poke me. Again, the career that I have, I'm a flight attendant, and a lot of the time people want to get my attention by doing this. And I'm like, excuse me, please don't poke me. Or like, if you wouldn't mind, ring your call light. It's not polite to poke. I let it be known immediately. Do not do this. This is something that is boundary of mine. I don't like it. I don't want you to do it. And that's something like same with men. If you're a person you don't want to be touched and caressed and it's your first date, be like, hey, not to be rude, but like, do you mind not touching me? I just feel like it's very, very easy. And like, sometimes it might be rude. I feel like if the person does not know boundaries, it could be perceived as rude, but there are certain things that you're like, this is my boundary. Like I've literally had people poke me and I'm like, hey, please don't poke. That's not nice. Or that's not polite. Or hey, ring this. And they're like, oh my God, you're right. Because sometimes you have to let people know that. And people who are boundary respecters will respect it, but do not let people play you. How you want things to be is how you want them to be. Set it, leave it. Don't let nobody break it. Going on to number 9. Number 9 is follow your dreams the first time and don't let other people talk you out of it. I want to talk about this just because that was something that I kind of dealt with when I was growing up, and no shade to my parents. They obviously supported me and paid for a lot of the things that I wanted to do when I was younger. But more when I got older, I told my mom I wanted to be a YouTuber. This is something, y'all, I talk about this all the time. When YouTube first came out, I was literally on YouTube making content. I was able to get my followers back then to 10,000 followers very young. Back then I was doing it for fun. So this is like something as a hobby I literally was using, probably like my phone. Actually, I think I did end up getting a camera back then, and I'll get into that into one of my other ones. But yeah, I ended up using my phone, ended up switching to a camera. I was making this for like fun content, making content with my friends, but I actually got a following. Like I was getting actual PR back then, was like influencer, like boxes. Like if you were like way back when, you know, like the things that were like popular with Michelle Phan and like other people were really big. And I told my mom when I was like, I think 17 or 18, that I wanted to be a YouTuber. And she was like, that's not a real job. And obviously back then it wasn't really a real job, not traditionally. Obviously now we're in the age of social media. Everybody knows influencers is a job, baby, and you make a lot of money from it. But back then it really was not a thing. And so I would make a channel, I would delete it because I was bored, or like, oh, I want to do this now. So I'd make a whole new channel. I never actually took it seriously because in my head, I'm like, it wasn't a real job, you know, like I'm doing this for fun. And then I ended up, 4 or 5 channels deep. This is like my 5th channel. And now I'm actually trying to do it as an adult. You see what I'm saying? That was something that I always wanted to do. Second to that was I told my parents that I wanted to have like a fashion brand. I wanted to be a fashion designer. Now me and my mom did go and walk through SCAD. We went to, I think, the Fashion Institute or Art Institute of Atlanta. I wanted to go to an art school because my dad went to an art school and I wanted to be a lot like my dad. Like my dad passed away, but he was an artist and like he loved art, and I wanted to do that, but in the way of fashion, because that was kind of my thing. But yeah, so me and my mom went and we looked at all these art schools, and ended up being too expensive. And she was like,
You're really not even gonna like make that much money like doing like fashion stuff.
she's like, she wanted me to pick a career that like was something, I don't know, that would be like a job, you know? And like a lot of like older parents wanted that for their kids. And so I didn't end up going to art school because it wasn't even the art school that I wanted to go to. And then I had told my stepdad I wanted to be a chef, and he was like, now this one, honestly, I agree. But he told me, you're a beautiful girl. Like you love to do your makeup. You're so girly. He was like, you were not going to want to be in the kitchen sweating. Fast forward as an adult, obviously a content creator, still love content. It was always what I I wanted to do. I should have taken it more serious. I should have kept at what I wanted to do consistently because that was always my dream, my goal. Fashion, I ended up with 2 actual clothing brands. One that I shot for way back when where it was like more 2000s and 90s inspired stuff. And then another where it was more like men's streetwear, which that I probably will eventually get back to. But I ended up creating these 2 brands because again, fashion was always an interest of mine. And then cooking is literally my favorite thing to do. People who know me know I'm a cooker, I'm a baker, I garden. Like I want to love and show people that love with food. Those were all true passions of mine and none of them I actually took serious until I was an adult. And I feel like had I done them when I had the interest, like if you're younger and you're like, I love animals, I want to be a vet, do that. Like I feel like you should go into the thing that you have the most passion for and not necessarily let other people talk you out of those dreams, whether it's unrealistic, whether you're not going to make the money. The things that you enjoy doing the most are the things that you have passion for. Like I make money off YouTube, but I don't make what these big content creators are making, and I still make content because I enjoy it. Like I personally enjoy it. And it's like I let other people talk me out of it for so long, and now I'm following all those dreams now that I'm older. But I feel like if you learn the lesson a little bit younger, you're likely to be successful in the thing that you really like. So number 10 is do not build men or your family. And as far as not building men, baby, I had to learn that lesson the real hard way. And I'm talking the real hard way. I'm talking if a man told me I want to be an artist, by the end of the week, he had like a full artist set, paints, brushes, everything. I remember I dated a guy when I was 19 and he told me that he really wanted Amiri jeans and I bought him Amiri jeans. Y'all know Amiri is popular right now. Imagine back then. Thankfully, I ain't never bought a man a car, ain't never put a car in my name, like none crazy, none too crazy. So when I say don't build men, it's honestly like I didn't even learn the lesson until I was like a lot older. You know, men would ask me for things, not necessarily ask me, but like hint that they liked it and then I would get it. And it wasn't until I started noticing, like then they'd be like,
yeah, so I really do want this, or like, you know, I always wanted to go to that restaurant.
and I'm like, nigga, is you begging? Cause that's what it sounds like, you're begging. And I just felt like that men that I dated would know to do that with me because they know the type of woman that I am, that I'm gonna do for you. And then I started to feel played. So just making sure that you're not building a man. Men are very, very capable beings, more than anything. And I've seen it with my own eyes. Men who want something will go get it. And I'm talking about like just in general as a whole. I will say I've done resumes for men. I've submitted to jobs for them. Like, and it's just so crazy when I look back on it, like how capable they were after the fact. That again, and I literally, when I talked about that YouTuber, the intentional woman, she talked about that, like not building man. There's like a whole video on it. It was literally the demise of my last engagement. It's all I can say. So the points that she was making, and it was so serious. And I will say, guys, the day that my engagement ended, this man went out and got a new job and like has been in the gym every day and like so great in life because he was always capable. It never took me building a man or telling him or anything. Men are fully capable. That's all I can say. Do not build them. And I will also add, like when I said family too, because sometimes if you are the more successful one in your family, and not to like shade my family or act like I'm like this or that, but like if you end up being more successful or like have a lot of money, then you end up giving out to your family. I've seen this with myself. I've seen it with friends. You'll end up giving to where you will end up in the same spot. So like, I don't believe in building anybody around you. Build yourself first, because if your cup is not full, you cannot fill other cups. And I feel like a lot of the time I was so busy filling other cups that I never filled mine. And then when I look back on it, I'm like, I could have had this. If I could have collectively all the money back from gifts that I had from men, I could probably buy a car cash. Like, it's just actually crazy. Or maybe even a house. But yeah, don't build men or your family. So number 11 is real self-care is important. Yoga, stretching, massage, and alone time are not luxuries. They are requirements for your mental health. I have a monthly massage membership. I feel like a lot of places do have it. They can be pricey. Mine is $80 a month. I could use it for a massage or a facial. I feel like massage is necessary. I worked at a massage place for 3 years. I got massaged monthly. I noticed the difference in how my body feels and the stress that stays in my body now that I do not get monthly massage. Well, now I'm back getting monthly massage, but when I wasn't versus when I am. As just people in general, we have stressed out with bills, with life. If you any job where you're on your feet all day, which is a lot of them if you're in service industry, you end up with a lot of stress on your body and a lot of pain in your body. And I just feel like a lot of the time we don't really pay attention to it, but our body is suffering. You should be doing yoga and Pilates, not for the aesthetic, but because it really is good for your body. I notice how good my body feels out of Pilates, specifically hot Pilates. And I notice when I am without massage and with, like, just making sure you have real self-care. A lot of these things are not aesthetic or trendy or whatever. they really are for the health of your body and really do improve like how you feel. Number 12 is you can go through things, but please learn from them. And this is something, honestly, I'm still learning myself. I am not perfect at all, no matter how old I am. But I honestly feel like when you are making mistakes in your 20s, crashing a car, dating a YN that cheated on you, dating somebody that broke your heart, you know, end up with a bad friend who end up doing something wrong to you, all these mistakes, you can have them. They're a part of life. They were going to happen inevitably. If you believe in God, everything was going to happen anyway. And I feel like when you have the lesson, just learning from it. I'll give the example of I dated someone and we ended up having a not so good argument and this man kicked my apartment door in. At the time, I remember I told him, you kicked in my door. It made me feel like unsafe in my apartment because now my door doesn't fully close. Like if somebody else came and tried to break in, like it'd be so easy for them like to hurt me or like do something. And this man said,
I don't care.
Now, again, it was in the heat of the moment, but I took that. And this person to this day is still like a really close friend of mine. Not to say that you should deal with somebody who does anything crazy like that to you, but we just have gone through a lot of things and now we are friends after years and years. But this man is honestly like somebody I truly loved, somebody I truly like valued, and now is like really great in life and really sweet. And I think like had all the things that I would have wanted. Again, when we dated, that was why we dated, and has hinted at us trying again. And that is a no for me because I only have to learn a lesson once. And I don't think that he is the same person that he was back then, but I learned the lesson. I don't have to learn it a second and third and fourth and fifth time. I saw the anger once and I don't have to learn that lesson again. I do feel like he is like an amazing person. Like literally we have each other's back like no tomorrow. But dating this man again? It's a no for me. And like, this is no shade to him. Like, honestly, like he is like one of my like close friends. I feel like you only have to learn certain lessons one time. If you deal with like a bad friend who does something to you after that friendship, you will pay attention to all of them. You'll go through a lot in your 20s, just in general in life. All the lessons that you get, try to learn something. Everything happens for a reason. It's for your growth and it's for your betterment. Just try to learn them. All right, number 13 is prioritizing your health. And this is like, again, the other stuff was like more for like physical, but I mean prioritizing your health and going to make sure that you're getting teeth cleanings. I've talked to people who haven't gotten like teeth cleanings in like 5 years. And people don't realize that you can literally get like blood infections from not taking care of like something like your teeth. Getting STD checks, because these men don't be out here getting them and they be like using yours, and as long as you good, they know they're good. And in Atlanta, baby, I learned that lesson real young. I didn't have to. The stats enough told me I didn't have to learn that lesson any other way, taking care of my own health. Making sure you're going to the doctor. Whenever I have any sort of issue, I try to go as soon as I feel it because your health is all you have. Literally, if your health deteriorates, so does your life. So it's just so important to make sure that you're going to your appointments, going to your yearly checkups. If you're a woman, going to your pap smear, and just taking care of your body. So important. Oh, okay. Number 14, invest in your underwear, your bras, and your sleepwear. And this I put like a little added asterisk. Use double-sided tape and boo tape. Right now, y'all, I have double-sided tape on. It literally prevents this from going and opening. I have it on the bottom of my shirt as well. Y'all can't really see it. It just helps everything lay nicely. But the reason why I say invest in your underwear, your bras, and your nightwear, these are things you're wearing every single day. Bras are expensive, but you should be investing in your bras, investing in your underwear. And obviously I have on my Amazon storefront and I'll link it down below. But I have bras and underwear and things that are like literally like Skims dupes, cheap ones, like nice ones, or even just like cotton ones that I like to use. But investing in your nightwear. You're wearing your night clothes every day. There is no reason why you need to be in that bust up t-shirt. And I feel like it's okay when you're in your 20s, like who cares? Like I feel like I was wearing like Hello Kitty pajamas and Walmart pajamas and all these things. And it's not to say anything's bad about those, but it's just more, you're gonna have these things for life. Bras are like, well, obviously like you'll throw them away after they get like the little wire out, but like making sure you're investing in those things that are, you're in every single day that you take care of. So you're not like with a bra with holes in it, or like it's so tight on your back that like you're like fat as busting out in the back, it's because they don't fit well, or your underwear is too tight, because baby, that's gonna be a yeast infection. Just investing in the things that you're wearing on your body every day. And honestly, I feel like it's so nice because now I like spend like a good amount on like my bras and my underwear. And I feel like all of my underwear are like nice and they're like seamless ones and just like really, really good quality. And it's like, I wear these every single day. Like these are things I need. Invest in that versus, I mean, you can still invest in your regular wardrobe, but those are things that are just, I feel like a little important. I didn't really pay attention to them a lot in my younger 20s, but definitely as I got older, I've definitely invested a lot more. And then going into that 15, I put lace and bling bras are just for being cute. They are not functional. And the reason being is it's so important with your like bras and things, how they lay. Like it just is a part of like, when I say like that classy look, like how you carry yourself, how it looks. If you have a bra strap out and it's brown and dirty and it's fraying and like there's strings hanging off, it's kind of like if I was sitting here and everything was ill-fitting, you'd be like, I am not taking advice from this girl about how to spend my 30s. Because y'all be like, this girl 30 years old and she look crazy. But I feel like it's so important to know that. So like lace and blingy bras, I bought so many of them in my 20s because I was like, going to be sexy and like men are gonna love these, and like when I'm dating and like so cutesy girly, whatever, until they're underclothes. And I would wear like a cotton shirt and I have like all the ripplies from like the lace bra, or I'd have like the indentions from the rhinestones on my clothes. It's a literally like a raunchy look. There's a way to make like a lace bra look sexy in like a way that it adds to your outfit and stuff like that, but they are just not the most functional bras. Like the bras I wear now, I cannot show y'all, but I will put them again, like they're in my Amazon storefront. Y'all, they're amazing. They literally feel like Skims. They're so comfortable. I wear them all day. I don't feel them wearing a bra that I can feel all day because it's so uncomfortable. I hate that. Everything I have now is so comfortable, but realizing that those lacy and blingy bras, they're literally for aesthetics only. They are not for on top of clothes. Like it makes the clothes look crazy. I love the like this, like the smooth, you don't see anything like popping out on the top. Those are the type of bras you need to be wearing. 16, build your capsule wardrobe. Oh my God, so important. If you don't know what a capsule wardrobe is, it's a wardrobe. It doesn't fit a certain timeline of like 50s, 60s, 70s, 2000s. It fits every year because it's a capsule. You can literally like put it in a time capsule and it fits in every single like one. And that is having a nice black blazer, a white t-shirt that like fits really well. And a lot of people now are like into like Skims and all those things. I'll try and put like a capsule wardrobe too in my Amazon storefront. I feel like mostly you can probably see it in like YouTube videos, but I don't buy things that are not neutrals. And if I do, they like stand out like crazy. Because the thing about my wardrobe is I can go in there and I don't have the problem that I had all of my 20s of being like, I have nothing to wear. Because back then I'd be like, oh my God, I have no clothes. I have nothing to wear. And it was because I had every single color of everything, and this color don't match that color, blah, blah, blah. Everything is neutral. I know it's trendy now to call it millennial beige, like we're very like beige and boring, but I feel like it just makes it easier for me to find clothes. Now I can throw in a pop of color. I can throw in all these accessories and stuff like that, but I do definitely keep my core wardrobe as like a capsule wardrobe because I could literally mix and match so many things, like probably majority of my closet, because everything's in a neutral that matches something, or like solid colors. Just build your capsule wardrobe because they'll be the things that you hold on to for years versus like when you wear this cute polka dot top, or like bows are really in right now. When bows are out of style, you're gonna have all these like bow things and then they don't fit, or like building a capsule wardrobe that like you can wear these things no matter the years. So you're not always like, I have nothing to wear. 17 is do not listen to other people's opinions of who you date. I've had a lot of strong opinions about people in my life. And the reason why I put this, and I'll like try and keep it short, is nobody knows the relationship other than y'all, the two people in it. And as people in general, we tend to tell more of the bad versus the good. And that's all the other person that you share when you ask for advice or give opinions or whatever is gonna remember. And you have all these like sweet, loving memories that they don't care anything about. So when it comes to my relationships, I don't really listen to other people and how they feel about it. They may be like, oh, that person was so bad to you, blah, blah. And I'm like, they weren't bad to me. But I'm remembering, you only remember these things that I told you, or when I was upset, or when I was crying, I was asking for advice. And I feel like I learned to stop listening to those things, because you may end up missing out on like the love of your life because you're listening to other people's opinions, especially your single friends. Because not to be shady, but like, because I'm the single friend now, but it's like nobody else should have the final say of like who you date, because you know the relationship. If it is something where you're being abused or something like more dramatic, maybe talk to a therapist, because obviously I would not suggest, if your family is like, hey, they beat you, don't date them, that you shouldn't listen. But I definitely feel like sometimes get a third opinion of like somebody who is non-biased, because I feel like then you'll know it's a little bit like yeah, maybe I should or shouldn't do this. But again, final say should always come from you. 18 is paying attention to what goes into your body. And that means like red 40 plastic, stuff like that. Not to say anybody's perfect, but in my late 20s to 30s, have pretty much avoided most plastic other than plastic that I like have to get in items out. So like if I buy a sandwich and it's in like a plastic container, or I buy food and it's in like a plastic container, like I bought Panera soup yesterday and it's in a plastic container, those things I can't avoid. I cannot avoid microplastics. I don't think my microplastics will be my demise, but I do try to avoid the things that are bad going into my body. Like obviously I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking a Clearly Canadian. This is a soda. It is in a glass bottle. It's literally just carbonated spring water, cane sugar, natural flavor, and citric acid. 4 ingredients. I can see it. It doesn't have crazy colors and things in it. Now, Coke. One of the things I can't cut. I feel like Coke might be my demise. I'm not gonna lie. Coca-Cola is so good, but I try to actually like be aware of the things that are going in my body. Even the bottled water that I drink is literally the like dark blue glass bottle. I can't think of the name of it. I have like 5 of them out there. And then the green one, I think it's like Mountain something, spring water. And I also try to drink spring water. I don't drink purified water because do your research. Spring water versus purified water. Purified water does not hydrate you. It actually takes nutrients out of your body because it has to pull nutrients from somewhere. There are no nutrients in it, so it pulls them from you. So there are just certain things that I pay a lot more attention to as I get older, the things that go in my body. Obviously, you may still have a craving for Taco Bell one day, but just being a little bit more cautious of the things that go into your body, because when those 30s metabolism hit, life will change. All right, 19, make your home your safe space. And this doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money. You shouldn't come in your house and feel like chaotic or messy or like just cheap furniture, like whatever. You can get some quality items. Like honestly, I feel like I thrifted and like bought secondhand a lot. Like my couch that I have right now, it's a Crate and Barrel couch. It is huge. I'm pretty sure this couch had to be $3,000 or $4,000. I got it for $500 on OfferUp. I know some people use Facebook Marketplace, but you can make your home like a safe place and like a sanctuary for you where you're your calmest without going crazy. But I feel like definitely invest in your space. Again, it's one of those things like the underwear and bras, like you're in it every single day. And it's obviously like a place where you want to feel your best and feel your best. So just making your home your safe space and taking care of it. 21 is spend the most money on your mattress. Oh my God, like how important that is. And reason being is because when you're in your 20s, like nothing really hurts on you. But as you go into your 30s, things start to hurt. Your body starts to be more tired. And again, it's that same mindset of this is something I do every single day. You're gonna sleep in that bed every single day. When you're spending all this money on shoes and designer and whatever, all the things, put your money in your mattress. Not literally. I have a purple mattress. I love mine. When you lay on it, it takes off any sort of like tension. I don't know the words for it. I know the mattress that I had prior was like memory foam, but like after a while, memory foam starts to like drip or whatever. If you're on a mattress that is killing your back, your body is gonna be miserable every single day. And it's literally from something that you have control over and can actually take care of. So just make sure that when you're investing in your mattress, you spend a good amount of money. Obviously mattresses last like what, 10 years. So it's something that you should spend money on. I feel like I didn't really think about that in my young 20s, who cares? But definitely when you start to buy your own furniture, try and put your money in your mattress of all things. You can buy all the other cheap stuff secondhand, buy your mattress and actually get a good one. 21, I'm gonna just keep it real simple. The period diapers. The period diapers is a yes. I don't care. 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 If you know, you know. I think they're the Rail brand, but I tried the ones that were in store. They're like the black ones. I think they may be like Always brand. I didn't like those. But period diapers, yeah, she's that girl. She is that girl, because if you especially, like I feel like when you're in your 20s and like just growing up, you're trying to learn how to, well, it depends on the type of period you have, but like sleeping at night and making sure things don't go through your clothes and like whatever. Period diapers are like a lifesaver. I don't know anything about like the period underwear and things like that, but the period diapers, yes. And I used to talk about my friend all the time because she used to wear them. I'd be like, girl, I don't even get it. She was buying regular adult diapers. She wasn't even buying like period diapers. And I was like, girl, you're wearing diapers? Like, but when I finally did, I'm like, I get it. I fully understand. It's a yes. And when you actually try it, you will understand. So just know, period diapers, yes. 22, travel the most that you can before settling down. I feel like I said that earlier, but honestly, again, it goes back to like my engagement. I was gonna get married at 24 years old, y'all. And I obviously like, I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, I've not been anywhere. I haven't really done anything. And now I'm about to get married. And I just imagine how my life would have been had I gotten married that young. And I'm just so glad that I got to travel and see the world and do all the things. Before I even have kids, like my kids are gonna see all these pictures of me in Germany, in Iceland, in Africa. Like I lived my life. Like I've experienced so much. And I feel like honestly, with all the traveling that I have, it gave me more life experience. Most of those trips I did alone. If you watch my like travel vlogs, y'all know I have all my travel vlogs up, but honestly, it's like one of those things that like, I don't regret it at all. And honestly, I wish I had done more and started younger. Definitely get as much traveling as you can while you're young. 23, sugar daddies. Without sugar, when you're single, is a must. And this is not to say like old men, please, not to say old men at all. As a whole in my entire life, I have gotten more from men that I did not date, did not kiss, did not have sex with than I have from men that I have. That's insane. And I don't know what that says about me either, actually. Now that so when I was talking about my first camera, when I was younger, so I switched from a phone to the Canon G7X. That camera was bought by a man when I was like, I think 19. And I used to go on this app and I used to go live. This is also protecting yourself, kids, because I never met up with that man. I never did anything with that man. But again, I was going live on this app. I used to go in there all the time and he used to like gift me on the app. He was like, I hate like when I put money on the app because then the company gets money. I'd rather send it directly to you. And he started sending me PayPals. Again, safety first. Be careful with this, for real. And then I was like, I really want to do content. Like I do content right now. He ended up buying me the Canon G7X. And I think it was pretty new at the time. Like I think when it first came out, it was like $600-700. He bought me that camera from a man I had never, ever seen. Oh my God, this is like a whole other video. I'm gonna have to do a video on this. Like sugar daddies, no sugar is what I should probably call it. But story times, because it's crazy. I've literally never done anything with that man. Ain't said no news, not anything, y'all. And got a lot. I literally also just went to the Black Flight Attendants USA event. And I literally told y'all in my Sephora haul, that haul was bought by a man that I met there. I had never met him in person. Literally only that one time I met him in Dallas. And that was at like an after party for the event. He wasn't even a flight attendant or anything. Like literally just at the after party, bought me a $300 cart and literally still asked me what I want for my birthday. And he sent me money since then. So it's just like, there are men that literally you don't have to do anything for and they will give. I literally have gotten like $200 tips working in a nightclub. Again, I'm not dating this man. I'm not sleeping with him. Men will give just for the possibility. And that kind of lifestyle is more what Shira 7 be talking about. Y'all know, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle.
You said, what are you bringing to the table? Men are tired. I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP.
Now, I don't agree with like everything, again, that she talks about, but a good majority, she's not wrong. Like these men, to be getting nothing from the man you're dating is a little crazy. But again, like there are men out here that really love to spoil their woman. I have gotten way more from men like that. And it's not to say like you need to use people or like treat them bad or whatever, because like all these men got like something from me, whether it be like conversation or like a companion of somebody to talk to because they were like lonely or whatever. Yeah, do with that what you will. I won't get into that. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, sugar daddies and no sugar, best time to try it is in your 20s before you're in like a committed relationship. Because obviously in a committed relationship, I would never talk to like a man that's just trying to like talk to me and give me money. But I'm just saying. And honestly, some men would be like, talk to him and then give me some. So, but that's pimping, y'all. That's pimping. 24, we're getting up there. 24 is addressing the childhood trauma. Y'all, I am a girl who lost her dad young. I lost my dad when I was 11 years old. One of, and still the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It is something that if I talk about it too long, I will literally break down. I don't talk about it often, try not to think about it necessarily often, but I have done a lot of therapy. I've also dealt with things that I will choose not to disclose with both my mom and stepdad, as well as other family members that I have childhood trauma. I think we all do. Like we all had some sort of experience. And it may not be like to be like, oh, I had a traumatic childhood or it was the worst thing ever, because then people will take it to the extreme. But just saying like there were moments in my childhood that were traumatic for me. And I've dealt with a lot of that trauma so that I am not that way with my kids, or also how to, like, if something happened with my kid, to be able to talk to them about certain things. Definitely with like the fact of like a loss. Like I lost my dad young. Like I obviously can't imagine like if my kid lost their like grandparent or like a cousin or something for the first time and they've not ever experienced death, what that conversation would look like. And I just feel like I've addressed a lot of the trauma with my mom and my stepdad. A lot of the time, like they were like yellers, and like I feel like growing up it made me like naturally more aggressive, and like naturally like I have to like prove my point and yell. And I feel like I've learned so much about myself just so I'm better. I've even seen like these like videos of people that like talk to their kids and they are like reversing some of the traumas that we went through when we were younger. And I feel like definitely like Black and Hispanic families deal with this a lot, but being like, you're under my house, it's my, and so like, obviously we know it's rules, but like they'll be talking to their kid and their kid is not repeating those things back, or like, I brought you in this world, I'll take you. And the kids are like, to go get ice cream. And it's like, that's not the childhood that we had. And those are things that might have been jokes, but they're not necessarily funny. And I don't want to talk to my kid like that. And I don't want my kids to go through those things. And just addressing the childhood traumas that you might have, not only for yourself, I mean, yourself is the most important, but for the relationships that you might have, learning to reverse those things that might be a thing that might deter them from you, or even cause problems in a relationship, or things that you may not necessarily want to pass down to your kids, or like how you want to talk to your kid like a little bit differently. Like I grew up and I didn't get like a lot of hugs. Like that was like a big thing. And I talked to my parents about that when I was older. I'm like, y'all really did not hug me. And I think it's why, like as an adult, and I talked to my therapist about this, why I love physical touch. I love hugs, not from strangers, but like I love hugs from people that I really love, like the nice long ones. That is such a genuine care thing. And I didn't get a lot of those. So like it's something that's so important to me. And just addressing those like childhood trauma things, it helped me mature so much in my 20s once I realized like, hey, these are some things that may be wrong with me, or how I communicate, or like things I've learned over time just due to how I grew up that I'm reversing, maturing, and being better from. All right, 25 is to speak affirmations on yourself and do not let people negative talk you. And when I say this, I don't mean like affirmations like, well, I mean, you could. I was gonna say not affirmations like, you're beautiful, you're so smart, I am kind, I am important. I more mean speaking like, I will do this, I will graduate, I will get this job, I will accomplish this, I will have this person. Like, cause I feel like there has been like times where I've been unsure of myself and I've just spoke up like, why wouldn't it be me? Who else would it be? Like, you know what I mean? I've spoke like that over my life and ended up in that position. I've this year have dated popular athletes that I would not think that like a celebrity athlete would want me, just because I'm like, I'm just a girl. Like I'm just a regular girl, you know? But why not me? Like I am a bad bitch, you know what I mean? Like I am that girl. And I feel like I can never like bad talk myself. And I've learned that. So even in those moments where I was like, there's no way that like this guy would talk to me. And then I'm like, oh, actually he would. And I have friends around me that are like that. I've been in moments where I've been like a little unsure. And my friends are like, you are so bad. You're so pretty. They literally like talk that way into me, like surrounding yourself with people that are like that, but also talk really positively about yourself, because the things that you may feel about you are not what other people feel about you. Even when I like look at my like face sometimes, I'm like, oh, my eyes are a little lazy, or I have like a kind of big nose, and other people look at me and they're like, girl, what are you talking about? So I try not to ever negative talk myself, and I don't let other people negative talk to me. That is like so important in my life. I remember I was talking to my mom once and she was like, you're gonna end up right back in that other spot. And I was like, actually I won't. And actually I need you to take that back, because I don't like negative talk of my life. So no, that won't happen. She actually came back, was speaking like positive things into me. And she was like, you will be successful, you'll be this, and like all these things. And it's so important not to let people say even those things to you or listen to them. If you're in a situation where you're younger and you're still under your parents' roof or something and you like have to take it, I mean, I guess, but I don't ever, ooh, I hit y'all. I don't ever negative talk myself, you know, like I don't ever let people negative talk around me. I remember I was on a plane once and a flight attendant was like, it's so bumpy, it's probably gonna go down. I said, girl, not with me on it. I said, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I don't let anybody speak bad on me. And I literally said that to her. I was like, would you want the plane to go down? She's like, no, of course not. And I was like, so why even say that out loud in the like world that we've been in of a lot of planes crashing and we're currently on it? Like, don't ever say that out of your mouth speaking on us. So I don't let people around me do it, but I also don't let myself do it. Always speak positive on your life and the things that are going to happen to you, because I feel like more times than not, good things happen to me because I don't believe that bad things are going to happen to me. 26 is find your signature scent, y'all. I have a combo, and at first I was like, I'm not going to tell y'all. Honestly, it's all about your body chemistry. You could buy the exact same thing as me and it may not do it, because I feel like there are scents that I personally love way better than this combo, but it's this gold Dubai perfume. I don't remember the name of it, with Jimmy Choo I Want You is my most complimented good like scent ever. I call it my signature scent. If I'm going on a date, if I'm going around somebody I like, that is normally the scent that I wear. And it's so my signature scent that I obviously work in a nightclub that sells hookah. So I'm wearing the scent in a place that already has like smoke and things that you think people would not smell it. I get complimented on every single time I wear it. I've been on the plane and somebody's been like, I'm sorry, what are you wearing? That scent combo specifically with my body chemistry does so well. And I feel like it's important to find that one. Like when you're experimenting, obviously you'll see which ones like you get more compliments on. It may not be your favorite, but it means it's working well with your body chemistry. Finding your signature scent is like something super important for your 30s. Number 27 is invest in your makeup because you do not want to look chalky or cakey. And that does not mean like a lot of money. Like my foundation right now is the Fenty foundation, which I think is like $38, something like that. But my actual setting powder is the 𝐿, like it's like a beige, like sparkly setting powder. You don't have to spend a lot of money. And I think that's like $3. I do actually spend a lot of money in like my makeup because I specifically do like higher brand makeup, but it doesn't mean that you have to. Just making sure that you invest in the makeup where you have the right shade, where you have the right brow color pencil, where you're not with like a super dark eyebrows and you have like lighter features. Also, always check for flashback. Use a flash like picture and make sure that when people are taking pictures of you, you don't look like ghost. And blend down your neck. That's another important one. Blend down your daggone neck. Number 28, your parents had their lives. Be your own person. Your parents had their lives. No one should have an opinion on the life that you choose to live now as an adult because they had theirs. Like your grandparents had theirs. Like everybody had their own life and they chose to live it how they are. And what a lot of people won't tell you is they didn't listen to the people around them either. So it's really important to just make sure that you're living your life for yourself and not letting anybody else's opinion matter. Number 29 is do not let anyone take you outside yourself. And that means antagonizing reactions and fighting. I talk about my car, obviously what just happened, and the response that I get the most is you should have fought her. And while my anger almost brought me there in that moment when a lady hit my car that I've only had for a couple days and then tried to tell me it was my fault, I literally said, please step away from my car so I don't fight you, was my reaction. And in my 20s, I was very, very quick to anger. But after the fight happens, what do you get? I see even girls now, more like the younger girls that I've worked with or whatever in their stories, and they're like fighting or like pull up and fighting you, blah, blah. And it's just like, what is the end goal? Like, what do you get out of it once it's all said and done? There's a better way to carry yourself as a woman. When somebody is able to get a reaction out of you, they ultimately win. I don't let anybody get a reaction out of me. And if I do, it's like a classy reaction where you're like, don't play with me. If somebody's yelling at me, I'm like, hey, do you mind talking to me at a regular tone? Because I'm not gonna raise my voice to match you. And I stand by that. And it's another part of like setting your boundaries and not letting people take you out of them. My boundary is I don't like to be yelled at. I don't like to be spoken to crazy. And in the moments that those things happen, I'm like, don't speak to me that way. It may seem like you're being scary in the moment, but I know what anger can bring. I know I can defend myself if the time came. So I'm not ever worried about like, oh, you know, getting beat up or something like that, but it's more like you are going to respect me. And the last thing is actually something on a light note, and it's to take care of your skin. It says SPF and collagen are so important. I know it's very, very, very popular in the Black community to be like, I'm Black, I don't need SPF. I have it naturally. We do, but I don't believe in getting skin damage. I don't feel like a lot of people with color, and this may be ignorant, but like get, I guess, like skin cancer. Obviously, like you don't want to wrinkle or get bad skin or anything to happen. So if you can prevent it, why would you not? And then honestly, collagen. I'm gonna do a skincare video coming up, y'all. The moisturizer that I use, I just feel like I don't give 31. I mean, I probably do right now because I look like a little bit more mature, but like when I'm out or like I'm gonna have my hair in a ponytail or I look like dressed down, people think I'm younger. And I've literally had guys that are like 23 trying to shoot their shot and they're like, oh, I didn't know you were, you know, that much older than me. Actually, they really don't care. But I mean, like, I literally feel like it is because I take care of my skin. I feel like when I got to be around like 25-ish, I'm like a scruncher. I feel like you can't really tell right now because like again, I've not had any work on my face at all. But when I scrunch, I used to get like this line and it like started popping up where it was like going to be a wrinkle. I do still have like the smile ones, but I feel like that's something you can't really like do too much about. But I started using skincare and it went completely away. I just feel like I've gotten a lot more youth, and I feel like my mom is like brown skin, like dark skin, but I feel like I've gotten a lot more of like the young, youthful look being like mixed because I take care of my skin, because my skin skin is not all the way melanated. I'd be like lightly melanated, hella black. Not have a shirt that says that, but like it's because like I'm not gonna get all the melanin. I don't have the full effect. So baby, I gotta take care of my skin. SPF and collagen is so important, whether you take it or you have it in your skincare. Both are super important. And that was number 30. So yeah, that's all I got. That was 30 things that I learned by 30. Hopefully you guys took something from it. Hopefully it wasn't too serious. I'll give y'all a bonus one since I'm about to be 31. Happy almost birthday to me. But I would say always keep your hair done. I don't have my nails done right now. I feel like nails are like a hit or miss. Who cares? Having your hair done all the time, y'all. I feel like having your hair done, you feel done. Even when I have no makeup on, I feel done. I feel like I get more compliments on a daily basis of like, oh, you look so pretty because my hair is done. I was always pretty. My hair just wasn't done. Yeah, that's my bonus one. And May 31st, your girl will be 31. It's my golden birthday. I'll be 31 on the 31st. Love that. I don't know where I'll be. But yeah, that's my 30 things by 30. Hopefully y'all enjoyed and I will see you on the next one. Love you guys.
Small world with big dreams, bad girl with big things. Nani, you the drip queen. Elevator a big deal. Nani na na na, top girl from Atlanta. Nani na na na.